What is going on, Chief High Smoke? Back to you with another one. And this Nancy Guthrie case is messed up beyond all repair. What is happening here is you have a sheriff that's feuding with the FBI. They're missing out on clues. They found a glove about 10 days later. Everybody wants to be the next Ben Matlock and solve the crime. All these guys want to do is get promoted, find the clue, find Nancy, make the money, get the promotion. You got way too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Nobody is stepping up in a leadership role with law enforcement in trying to find Nancy. Now, let's get into the suspect. He's about 5'10", in the range of 200 to 210 pounds. And just by the way he walks it with that hunch, that's someone that's been incarcerated before. We know that everything was purchased at Walmart, from the mask to the pants to the jacket to the gloves to the backpack. These were purchased at a local Walmart in Tucson. I'm calling this guy the Wally World Bandit because everything was purchased at Walmart. Now I have three theories about what happened and what could have went wrong in this situation. I think the first one could be a robbery that went wrong, possibly someone that cased out this area, knew there was an elderly person there, or possibly thought there was nobody there, entered that house and was going through some things, made some noise. Nancy wakes up, she screams. That's when her heart races on the pacemaker. He pistol whips her, doesn't unalive her at that point, but I believe that's when he takes the pistol out and then hits her with it. And that's what we have, the blood leaking. She's unconscious. The robber panics, removes the body. Now, I'm not sure if he dragged her out or if he carried her out. Did he have help? But the guy's 5'10", 210 pounds. Nancy is 150 pounds herself. So this could be tied into the ransom notes, possibly a robbery that went bad. You have 2 to 3 people that are involved, and one person wants to talk, but doesn't want to be the snitch. And this could be the ransom notes that are being sent to Harvey Levin at TMZ. I also think that those ransom notes could be bogus, and law enforcement and TMZ could be getting trolled by copycats and people that want to be famous in discords, because that's popular these days. Another theory that I have is Tommaso hired someone. From what I heard is Annie and Tommaso had bought a house about 6 months prior. Now those houses are $1 million homes. It costs a lot of money for a mortgage payment. Tommaso, I've also heard he possibly has a gambling habit, doesn't make a lot as a biology teacher. So my theory is he got into gambling debt with the mob, him being Italian, and they do a lot of gambling on soccer, on college basketball, everything, NFL, and he got into way too much debt, and they basically told him, if you don't pay this money that you owe us, it's on you. And he came up with this plan to get rid of Nancy and get the inheritance money. Here's what's crazy about this situation. The dog just passes away a few months ago. So that's going to cause no sound. If someone's trying to get into your house, the first thing that's going to wake you up is if you have an animal. You hear a sound or a dog barking, that's going to wake you up. And whoever did this knew that wasn't going to be waken up by anything and was quiet enough to get rid of her or get her out of that house. I've also heard that Annie and Tommaso had been asking Nancy for money recently, and Nancy cut them off. And that could have been because of Tommaso's gambling habit. A lot of people aren't good at this. Very few people make money off gambling. The only guy that I know who's made money off of it is a guy named Billy Walters. So Tommaso isn't sharp enough to realize that. Now, he is a biology teacher, and as this goes on, I'm beginning to think this theory is not possible. They would have found a connection to Tommaso and somebody that he hired. I had heard that they were going around questioning people in that neighborhood about Tommaso, and if they had saw him on phones and known somebody that lives in the Catalina foothills. And I had asked them, what questions are law enforcement asking you guys? And they're basically asking them if they've seen Tommaso on phone, seen them talking to anyone, seen him bring anyone around that house. And those are the questions they're asking. They're not asking about anyone else besides Tommaso and Annie's relationship to Nancy. Now, the other theory that I have is that this could be cartel related, a kidnapping for ransom. This theory could be blown way out of proportion, being that the cartel deals in narcotics and makes millions of dollars off of that. This was a $6 million ransom, but the only thing that I can think of would be Savannah Guthrie had beef with the cartel. Maybe she did a story on them and hurt their look, and the Sinaloa cartel was out for her, sent a 3 to 4 man crew to the Catalina foothills and took Nancy into Mexico, and that's where you're seeing some of the ransom notes. But I don't think this theory is possible, being that the cartel really doesn't deal with coming into the United States and taking Americans. They really will kidnap you while you're in Mexico. So I really can't see this happening. I've heard some people say that this could be cartel related, but I just don't see it possible. I've seen really the first two theories being the best. The first one being the best. As this goes on, I can't see Tommaso being, arrested for this. They would have found something. They would have found something out by now about Tommaso getting rid of Nancy, and he's in the clear. And this law enforcement, the feds, they don't know what the hell's going on. This whole situation is messed up, and I don't think they'll ever find Nancy because there is no leadership in law enforcement going on with this case. There are better theories going on with the people in YouTube chats than there are with law enforcement in Tucson right now. So my goal is to find Nancy, and I think that's what everybody's goal is. But I think with law enforcement, there's some other agendas going on, and we have to question that. Our tax dollars pay these guys to keep us safe, and that's priority to them. And if there's someone out there possibly going out there and kidnapping older people, they need to find this guy. So guys, if you can, go check out my buddy Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Daniel does highlights on the NFL, NBA, MLB, hockey, Olympics, wrestling, any sport you name it, he's got the highlight. That's Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Berri. Also go check out DeCavecast, a Chiefs content creator, makes sports content and draft content. That's DeCavecast with a K, Kast. Also go check out R&J Podcast, a Raiders content creator who has a show on Sunday and does draft content as well. Check his Sunday show out, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. That's R&J Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.